Hey everyone, thanks for coming in. We're going to let everyone kind of hop in for a few minutes and then we will get started. While you are coming in, I have a poll that Robbie made that he'd like you to fill out just to kind of give us a general idea of where you're at and how you feel about streaming. Also, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. I like to get to know everyone. And then we have the QA feature. We're going to be changing up our QA system a little bit, but still use the QA to let us know your questions. And then I'll kind of explain how we're changing it here in a moment while people roll in. Awesome. Welcome, Mona. Thanks for joining us. We've chatted previously, so I'm glad you've come back to our coach chat. Great. I am going to go ahead and get us started. Welcome to our coach chat about streaming tools, specifically Stream Decks, OBS, and Streamlabs. Today we are joined by Robbie Hernandez. Robbie Hernandez is at Thomas Jefferson High School in San Antonio. He started streaming in Discord at the beginning of the pandemic to entertain one of his doctor friends while he was working crazy long shifts. He then moved to streaming on Twitch to entertain coaching friends. He met on Coach Rivals, then used streaming software to teach every day and record videos for his AP Calculus class. He streamed basketball games on YouTube Live when they weren't allowed to have parents and families to attend. So thank you so much, Robbie, for joining us. Before I let you have the floor completely, I want to go over the Q&A. So Robbie would like to kind of hear from you all about your questions. So type your questions in Q&A, and then when we have a moment, we'll let you pop in as a panelist if you would like, ask your question. These are going to be recorded, so just kind of be ready for that. So you might be on our link. And yeah, if you don't want to, that's okay too. You can just ask your questions. I'm going to post the link again. Robbie would like to kind of know your knowledge about streaming. So I'm going to post it in here. If you haven't filled it out, please go ahead and take the moment to fill it out. It's 2 questions, so it should take a minute or 2. All right, Robbie, I will let you have the floor.
All right, thank you, Melanie. So yes, as she said, if we could just go through the poll real quick, just to make sure I can get. I kind of want this to be a little bit more interactive. I don't want to just kind of make it where I'm just like, here's OBS Studio and this is how you use it, because how I show it and what I do may not be exactly what you're looking for. I just kind of want to gauge where everybody is as we're before we really get started, because as I'm looking at the responses, it varies. It looks like there's most people are around like the 4 and 5 range. We got someone at the 1 range and somebody at the 8 level. So a variety of ranges there. I wouldn't consider myself like professional, but I really like computers, and so I'm able to kind of get the software to do exactly what I want it to do. All right. Um, so if we're looking at different streaming softwares, um, obviously we've got OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS and XSplit. There's other options as well. There's Twitch Live. I think that's what it's called. And that's in a beta version. And that's meant to make like the connection between Twitch and the user a little bit more simple, because it can get kind of complicated when you're trying to connect accounts using OBS and XSplit or Streamlabs. I think what I've seen mostly from Playverse is that the first thing to pop up is Streamlabs. In fact, that's where I started was with Streamlabs. Because I was like, how to, stream on Twitch. And like I said, I was trying to start to do this for the Coach Rivals tournament last summer, as well as one of my doctor friends who, as COVID was coming in, he was quite busy with everything. So all of that going on, I was just trying to step into it as well. And everyone was like, Streamlabs OBS is like the simplest thing. And my honest opinion is that OBS Studio, although they're the exact same thing, okay, don't confuse Streamlabs as something different than OBS Studio. They're the exact same, but Streamlabs is like a little bit more made up um, to look more green, and OBS looks a lot more black. I remember trying to use XSplit when I was in college about 9 years ago, 10 years ago. And I couldn't make it work at all. But, that was 10 years ago. So we don't talk about that time. um, so there's different options. And what I'm going to focus on today is OBS Studio because that's what I'm currently using. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. So things that you definitely need to have, like you cannot get started without the software. You have to have a computer with a graphics card. You could probably get away with not having a graphics card, um, but it is going to make the experience that much simpler if you have a graphics card. A semi decent graphics card like a 1060 or above is pretty easy. And some sort of like microphone or headset, and that's mostly for audio. So if you're trying to just get the game recorded and sent out to parents and friends and stuff, then I guess you don't really need a microphone, but the experience is going to be so much better if they get some commentary. Some upgrades that you can look into investing into, because looking at a computer with a graphics card, getting free software, all the software that we're going to talk about is free. And then a microphone, these are pretty much things that we already have. Now, like the upgrades, you can get a Stream Deck. I have a Stream Deck here. And just get it on the camera a little bit. So it looks like one of these boxes without trying to rip it out of the wire. But it's a fancy box with buttons, and that's all it is. I have two of them. One was given to me from Playverse, and then I bought one myself just because I needed more buttons in front of me and more screens. Getting additional microphones, increasing the value of your microphones as well. I'm actually not recording with this microphone. I'm recording right now with this microphone, and it's they're going to sound quite different. Having separate cameras, something like a DSLRs or like point and shoot, is going to be better than using a webcam like this one. So I've got this webcam here. You can see how much worse it looks. So then this is actually a camera that I've got separately that's what I'm using as a better input source. Having lights, I have a light over here. Don't worry about this light. This light's not doing anything. That doesn't really do it. It just makes it a little bit more orange. And if you want to do, cool effects, things you might want to consider like green screen. So like none of these things on the upgrades are necessary. You can be very successful without those things. But those are pretty much the upgrades that I've used. Mark was Wasakowski asked, what camera am I using? This is a 200 Sony camera that I got in my grad school. So I didn't even buy it. They were just like, we need you to record your lessons so that we can see how you're doing in class. And they gave me this camera and I looked it up. It was like $200. You could probably get away with like a webcam, an additional webcam. I would recommend, one of the first upgrades you get is a light, a microphone, and then getting, you could get like a $50 webcam and it'll be just as good. Even a $20 webcam would be just as good um, as what I have here. This is just something that I already had lying around. What's our next thing? What am I talking about next? Okay, things that, again, these are going to be free things. Sometimes you can create them. Sometimes you could just find them online for free, but you're going to want transitions and stingers. So like, how do you transition from one scene to the next scene? I guess it's not there, but you're going to want different scenes. So you're going to want like this angle that's right here. Actually, everybody focus on my face for a minute. Actually, can you stop screen sharing for a second, please? Okay. So you could have it in a way, and what you guys are seeing are the different scenes that I have set up in OBS. So wow. Okay. Click. So this is my background. This is my recording. You can see how I'm actually transitioning this into like a webcam feed now. You can see that transition that's happening right there. I can make it go just to my webcam. I have like this interview screen where it's like a little bit more animated. I can put it just the webcam with the border. I have this be right back screen so everyone knows when I'm going to the bathroom. And then if I'm doing really well, hey, maybe you have somebody on a killing streak in League of Legends or on a killing spree, or maybe they just got a pentakill or something. Then you make them go on fire and you add some fire particles to that. So these are all things that I have set up. Again, I'm pushing one button, but let me go back to this and turn off the fire particles. But those are different scenes. Like you can see the transition happening, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of different scenes. All right, let's go back to the presentation. The presentation is just going to be very quick because all I want to really do is just answer your questions and show you guys kind of like how to set certain things up. So camera work, different scenes. As you're spectating League of Legends, as you're spectating Rocket League, I think Rocket League spectator is really good. There's a lot more going on in League of Legends, Smite. So those types of things can kind of make it so that the whoever's controlling the camera angle really kind of needs to understand how like those controls work. So that's going to increase the quality of your stream. Having good audio levels. So your game sound needs to be balanced out with like the commentators. Those are things that you're going to want to make sure you get taken care of. And having really cool eye candy, that's what I call it. It's just like, like if you want rotating images, maybe you're like going to a replay that just happened and you're just like, all right, let's check out this play. And, it kind of like flips in, that's going to keep the viewer engaged, like, honestly, how many of our kids' parents are going to really understand how League of Legends works? And so they just want to see flashy lights. Putting player pictures like they do in the professional scene. You could take some pictures of your team and put them down there at the bottom and just have those rotate. Again, that's just viewer interaction. Having sponsors. If anybody has thought about if any of you guys have been looking to see how you can fundraise, and if you have a good viewership on Twitch or YouTube or something, you're like, hey, you could probably sell sponsorships, like buy us jerseys. You can get sponsors, like on your on your t-shirts, on your jerseys, okay? Or you could sell sponsorship slots to nearby companies. onto your stream. Like those are definitely things that you can do. And it's just like you see it on professional streams, on professional League of Legends, Rocket League, you see those things. And that's what people think that it's really difficult to replicate, but it's actually quite easy. All right. Do I have anything else other than Q&A? Cool. So yes, I was clicking the buttons on the Stream Deck to initiate all the changes in the scenes that I was using right there. So Mark asked if I was when you saw those transitions happening on my webcam. That is exactly how I was making that happen.
We have a question from an anonymous attendee.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of people confused about how to spectate stream Rocket League matches with the new Epic Games platform, and they're looking for suggestions.
So I made a suggestion in the fabulous coaches all chat today. You can reach out to the coach and try to put out like, hey, we really like to stream our matches. Can we do that? Can we set up a custom lobby so we can do that? You know, the worst thing that they can do is say no. But what I would actually suggest is that you have one of your kids save the replay, and you just, you take that file, you send it over to the streaming computer, whichever computer that is in your lab or another location, and you have them just stream the replay. And so, yeah, there's going to be a buffer time of like 5-6 minutes, however that match takes. But at least it's still kind of happening quickly. That's kind of like my main suggestion. I honestly do not anticipate that. I'm sorry if I'm wrong here or if I'm throwing anybody on the bus, but I don't anticipate that you will, as coaches, we will get the invites to the games. I think that's just a can of worms that nobody really wants to open up. And I think it'll be better to just save the replays and go from there, or initiate custom matches if you're just that worried about getting them live.
We did have a coach. I don't know if this got shared in Discord again, but we had a coach make a video, like a quick how-to video on how to share the recordings and do all that. So I will put that in the answer as well.
Yeah, once one player saves the replay, there's a replay folder, and it's a really tiny file. So you can just like email that to the next person, and then they can like download it and play it on their computer. It's really, really easy. I've never done it, but I just anticipate it's really, really easy if you just have a set of instructions to follow. Okay, so I'm going through some of these questions on the form that you guys said. So some people are just looking for like the basics, which I am going to show you guys like how to set something up, how to set up scenes and stuff. How do I get different angles of casters to play gameplay? Oh yeah, somebody else also records lessons using OBS. I think OBS, a lot of people think this is just streaming software. It's a very powerful screen recorder. If you're just looking for like that quality and upping your lessons for your students. Okay, so most of these questions are just about like creating and switching scenes. All right.
That's good because I need that help too.
Let's just start from that beginning of just like how do we create a scene and everything. So let me share this. What I want to do. Give me a second as I fix everything up. I'm gonna go disappear for a second. Okay, here I go. Okay. I am making the assumption that you guys can see everything. Is that accurate? Oh, sorry about that one. Okay.
Yes, we can see
Thank
the
you
cat
so much.
background.
Is that all you can see?
I can see the Zoom information.
My bad. Oh, aha. That's because I shared the wrong. I have 3 screens. There we go. Here's OBS.
Hello.
Nope, that is it. 3 screens. This is the 3rd screen. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit nervous. Okay. So let me first make a new scene collection. I'm just going to call this the training webinar. So I didn't want to start with like a fresh install of OBS just because I was going to be hectic for me. But pretty much when you come in, you're going to start with the profile and it's going to come up with, are you looking to do this? You use OBS Studio for streaming, or are you looking to use OBS Studio for recording? And all that does is that it's going to change, it's going to tweak some of the settings, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter which one you pick. I'm sure most of you guys want to use it to record. So what you're going to do is notice here, like there's nothing on my screen, right? So what I want to do here is down here on the bottom left, you can see that there's like a little plus sign and it says add. Close that. So it says add here. And notice the way it is set up, we have scenes, sources, audio mixer, scene transitions, and then some controls. Okay. When you first download OBS, some of these might look a tiny bit different, but you're going to see all of these main things pretty much across the bottom. So I'm going to first add in a scene. Actually, let me delete the one. Okay, there needs to be at least one scene. So you can right click this, and the way I started was I'm going to rename this and I'm going to rename it to be game capture. So now I know, okay, this is between my scenes. This is the game, like this is meant to capture the game. So then you have scenes and sources. Your scene is built up of different sources. Your sources could be things like video, audio, different display captures, different video cameras. So I'm going to add a source, and you notice that there are a ton of different sources. You can add text, you can add video, you can just capture a window. If you know a specific window, like, okay, I never want to show my background because I have an offensive background or something. Or maybe I have personal information that might show up on the screen. So I'm only going to capture like the game capture. You can choose those under like game capture or window capture. I do display capture because I think it's easiest to just capture a display. So as you do this, no matter what you're doing, whether this is Streamlabs or just regular OBS here, I like to rename things. So I'm going to capture my laptop screen that's over here, and I'm just going to call it laptop screen. And I'm going to hit OK. And notice here that, oh, I won't be able to capture my laptop screen. I forgot about that. So notice that it's jumping into OBS. You get kind of like this special effect. How do I want to do this? I will capture. Let me throw zoom over here. Okay, I'm going to capture that display. So here I'm capturing my screen over on the right. All right, so now over here, maybe this is the main screen that I play my video game on, okay? So then this screen is, you know, Madden. It could be FIFA, League of Legends, Rocket League, whatever. Whatever I play is gonna happen over here. So then, maybe I also want my webcam on there. So we're still under the game capture scene. I'm going to go under, I'm going to hit the plus sign under sources. And I'm going to go to a video capture device. So pretty much any camera or webcam. So I'm going to hit video capture device. Again, normally you won't have any options. I'm going to call this one laptop video because I want to capture the video from my laptop over there. Okay. And it's going to try to figure out what cameras I have connected to my computer. You can see that I have lots of cameras connected to my computer. Most of these are just virtual cameras. So will this one work? Okay. That's that camera right there. I know it's confusing because you see my face in this camera, but you also see my face over here now. Fantastic. You can change any of these options, honestly, as you're getting started. Don't worry about it. So now you can change the size, you can move it around. I can do that with the laptop screen. I can change the size. So maybe you have a lot of interaction with the Twitch chat or something. You can there are options to make the Twitch chat pop up over here. And, your game capture is just going to be a little bit smaller. You can have your game capture there, your laptop video down here. This is layer based. So you can click and drag my laptop video below the laptop screen. And you can see right here that the video and the laptop screen change how they overlap. Okay, so that's pretty much how you add sources. Let's look at some of the things that you can add in. One thing I also want you guys to notice is that now under audio mixer, I have audio from my laptop video. So as you add certain devices, you'll get audio. I don't have any desktop audio yet, but say I want to capture the audio from this mic. There's two ways you can do it. I prefer going into the settings, going to audio, and choosing what audio I want to use. So I would choose here that I want this Yeti for my mic, and the desktop audio will be, why do I have so many things? Will be my pluggable audio. So then I'll hit apply. And notice here that it added the my desktop audio and my mic, the mic that I selected as my Yeti mic here. You can rename them if you get confused. So just name this Yeti mic. I don't know. And I know there's no audio coming from my computer right now, but let me just click a couple times. You can see that the audio is clicking when I click the test sound on my speaker here. So yes. Melanie, coming into the chat, has anybody really asked any questions or want me to repeat anything?
Somebody asked, were those pre-rendered screen creations?
I'm not, if somebody could clarify that about the screen rendering, because all I am doing is I'm basically doing this all from scratch.
Okay.
Everything that we see here.
And then we had another question. I was trying to answer it, but it was about coaches allowing you to spectate and stream, and if there's issues with that. But that can be answered later if you want to keep diving deeper into this.
Oh, no, that's a quick answer. So the streaming stuff, whether it's League of Legends, Rocket League, any game, it does need to get approved by the opposing team coach. So you do need to request that beforehand. I'm pretty sure that's the stance that PlayVS has stated.
However, they should, for the most part, allow you to do that. There's no reason not to. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm curious. And so I reached out to this person and we'll talk about it in more detail. If it's like a continual problem, it might be that somebody doesn't understand what streaming and spectating is, which I've been with PlayVS for long enough to know that people definitely not understand that there is a 3-minute delay, even if you tell them that via text. So just picking up a quick call and explaining the process to them may be what needs to happen.
Yeah. So there's things called stream sniping. Um, when you have like a live stream and you can get information, like say you have a live game of League of Legends and you know that somebody's coming down the lane, and so then you can set up a trap for them essentially. um and that's kind of like why coaches will be hesitant about things like that. Maybe you're playing Fortnite, you know exactly which building they're hiding in, and so you relay that to your players, or you spectate to like gain that advantage. That is against the rules, but some coaches are weary of that. But
Mm-hmm.
pretty much any game, it's not possible to get that information. There is usually a delay.
Mm-hmm.
Games like Rocket League that happen so quickly, real time, like spectating live has no effect on the game. You pretty much get all the information given to you. There's no fog of war.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Let me see if there's. I
And then
don't
we got a
see.
couple more. I don't know if you
Okay,
want
keep
to.
going. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So Mark said he tried to record Rocket League match, but only got the audio when in the Rocket League window. Was the active window. So maybe they're missing a setting. So they could only get audio when the Rocket League window was the active window.
uh, what I would do is, if you could clarify, I'm going to ask a question and let me know if I'm correct or incorrect. You have Rocket League running, there's sound coming out, but you click away from the screen so that it's not the focus. And now you're only getting the audio, you're not getting audio because it's not in focus. Is that accurate?
Yes. That is correct.
Okay, so I didn't see that chat. Are they private messaging you? Is that what's going on?
No, they answered in the QA feature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's accurate. Okay, so that is a specific setting in Rocket League. Um, I think it's under video. It might be under audio, but there is a setting that it says, do you want like play audio when game is not in focus? And I could pull up Rocket League right now, but it's an option under the settings to do that. As long as
Cool.
you're still getting the video, that's cool. And the audio is because of that.
And then somebody asked, oh, this is a clarifying for the pre-rendering. So each scene you showed before had moving graphics and icons. Where did you get those from?
Got it. Okay, so let me actually go back to Mike. I have so many different. I play D&D, so I've streamed that as well. All right, let me go here.
No judgment.
My gaming stream. So this is my main stream. Sorry about the little picture here, but you can see like my video is not showing up because my camera is going into Zoom and not into OBS. So that's a weird thing. But under scene transitions, you can pick. You can normally you have cut and fade. Fade is normally that one, and you're gonna see no movement. I just click this scene that says "Be right back," and it just fades to "Be right back." I click the one that says "Mainstream," and it fades to be the mainstream. I can do a cut, so then that's just like it just jumps to that next scene. So I can jump to "Be right back." Notice there was no fade. To the basic recording, to my interview screen, to the mainstream, it just quick and efficient. You can change the duration of the fade. So if I go 3000 milliseconds, it's going to take 3000. It's going to take 3 seconds to fade between my mainstream and my "Be right back." That's a little much. Let me switch that back down to 300. So that affects under scene transitions. Now, I've used this transition. This is called a stinger. If you're looking for, you can find free stingers. Literally just Google OBS free stingers, and you're going to get transitions that kind of swipe like this. So now it switches between A and B and it rotates through.
You might have mentioned this, but you have nice graphics. Did you get those made for you?
This one that you see on the screen right now was the only thing I had made for me.
Mm.
The transition graphic I have going right now, free.
Nice.
And I really like messing with video stuff. And so I paid for someone to do this, but in hindsight, I probably could have done this myself. If you want cool graphics, maybe you have an AV teacher at your school. You know, this move that I have going on, this is the jumping that you guys saw. You can see kind of how it jumps to the side. And then the other one kind of pops up like a second scene. That is something that happens. You would have to download this one, and there are tools. So this gets into like advanced OBS stuff, but you can add in. Hold on, let me disable that preview because that'll get annoying. You can add what are called plugins, and this is community created stuff. Like OBS is completely free and completely community created and updated. So whatever there's a new update comes out with OBS, that's because the community has done that. There are a lot of passionate people who really put out a lot of good quality for OBS. But I downloaded a plugin called like the Move plugin, the automatic scene switcher or something. And that's what allows me to make like that movement happening. Otherwise, you can just go hit this plus and you go add swipe, add stinger, add fade to color. Any of those you can just add. So this stinger transition that I have, I hit add main transition, and well, I did add stinger. I named it main transition. I hit OK, and then it gave me all those options that you see. But my video file, it's a small video. You just find it on your computer. You download it from the internet. You find a short 2-3 second stinger. No, like 1 second stinger. You hit OK, and all of a sudden, whatever video that you created or downloaded is going to be that transition happening. And again, that's what this looks like. What I like to do, what I want you guys to think about is think about the professional League of Legends scene. You can have student streamers or coach streamers or whoever wants to stream your games. You can have them talking about the picks and bans. Okay, great. We like these picks. We don't like these picks. They're doing priority picks. They're doing priority picks for this player over here, yada, yada. You know, they're talking about the picks and bans. And then you get that 3-minute delay in the draft up until the game starts. So then from there, you know, you transition to the casters talking to each other now. You know, normally my video would be right in there, but you transition to the casters here, and they're talking about like, oh, this is what I expect to see from this team. This is what I expect to see from this team. This team has really good mechanics in this area. So, you know, they're making predictions. They're having good conversations with their viewers and with each other. And they're really, you know, entertaining the parents and the families of who is ever watching your stream. And then bam, like we're going now into the action, bam, transition, and let's begin the game, right? Like that's super exciting. that gets people like hyped up when there isn't a delay. There's there's consistent stuff happening. If you just sit there for the 3-minute delay, you're going to lose. Like, the parents and families are not gonna figure out what's going on. They're gonna be like, I was just looking at a League of Legends menu for 3 minutes and then I quit. All right, let's look. Somebody asked, what's the best platform to stream to? Whatever your district will stream to. I had to beg my district to open up YouTube Live, and they only did it because I offered to stream the basketball games. So that's pretty much where the priority is for esports in my district.
We have a couple in the Q&A. So somebody asked if they're playing from console, what do
Great
they
question.
need to stream?
Okay. This is where some money will come in, but you're going to need something called a capture card. A capture card. Take some things off here. All right, so I turned my video off, but let me switch the camera to, oh, there are so many buttons. I apologize. Camera on. Okay. A capture card looks like this. There are a lot of different capture cards, and everybody, unfortunately, if you go for brand name capture cards right now, they're going to be very expensive. This is a generic one from China. I bought 3 of these and they work fine. And they cost me $20, maybe $30 in total. Once I plug my camera back in, I'll show you guys. But you get if you're playing off a console, this right here has an HDMI input. So you take that HDMI cord, maybe you have a splitter, so that the kid gets their HDMI to the TV still, to the big screen or something, and then it splits and it sends that same video feed into the capture card. That capture card gets connected to your computer by USB, and then you just select it, and it'll capture the gameplay from there. So capture card, and give me a second and I will find the exact one that let me actually get rid of this camera now. I'll find that exact one that I bought from Amazon. What's next? Okay, it's being made by a different company. Fantastic. All right, you're going to hear about the Elgato capture card. Those things normally cost like $30, $45. Right now, I see it on Amazon for $156. So not worth it. This one is a very long link. I'm sorry about that. But this one is $19. And it does the exact same thing. It's just super off-brand, and I don't know, but it just works though. And that's fine with me. So you would use a capture card to capture console gameplay. Let me go back to this.
And then we have another question. Go ahead.
All right. So are there any other specific questions about OBS?
Somebody asked about recommendations on programs to create custom graphics and animations, and then asked what format should the graphics or animations be in for OBS?
Yeah, somebody else posted pretty much the exact same thing, but just from a different company from China. I think all these people are buying the same Chinese thing and just like rebranding it.
That does happen.
It's the open market here. uh if and so that capture card, that's what helps me capture the video from this camera. You can capture video from a DSLR, you can capture video from a phone. As long as it has HDMI output, you can put anything through that capture card. Very, very easy. You just plug it in, and then you just go add source, which I already explained.
Well, can you hear me? Did I mute myself?
Let's look at my teaching stream. Okay, yeah, let me look at my camera only. So this is my teaching stream. You can see this has a lot more sources. Laptop webcam. Okay. So in my teaching stream, normally at school, I'll have a green screen behind me. And so I've added a filter. You can right click and add filters to any of these things. And you can add in a Chroma Key. Again, this is getting a little bit into like some more advanced OBS studio. But then I could be like, look, guys, you just buy this graphics card, and then I grab it from the screen and I put it over there. And it looks very high tech. And then I'm just like, look, I'm on the bottom left, but now I'm over here on the bottom right. And now I'm pointing over here at this thing. And I'm like, look, we can go and buy that. And I'm like, okay, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night. And so like, that's how I spice up my lessons. I literally use this during my lessons. As I screw everything up. Let's get rid of this. I did not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Oh no.
Nothing.
Okay. Weird.
Did you mute your mic?
No. It's showing I have sound coming in. Oh, Jeffrey can hear me. It's just you. You're ignoring me. Okay.
Oh, okay. I've screwed up something in mine.
That makes me feel better.
Interesting.
I was talking and he was just talking right over me, and I was like, I'm going crazy. Thank you all for vouching. Well, he's figuring that out.
I got you now.
Yay! Yeah, we had a few more questions, and I was totally reading them off to you, and it did not register.
All the changing of the stuff, it'll change the default on my computer, and it's a lot to keep track of. Okay.
I'm not offended.
Quick fire. Let's see what we've got.
I think you've answered this a little bit, but I just want to make sure. So, any recommendations on programs to create custom graphics and animations? What format should the graphics or animations be in for OBS?
OBS will take anything. It'll take MP4, AVI, MKV. I use MP4. That's a good condensed format. Saves resources on your computer. That's my preference. In terms of software, if your school has some sort of Adobe software license, just go ahead and use that. Most people use that. You're going to find a lot more tutorials for that. When I make videos, I'm all about cheap and free. You can see hand-me-down camera, cheap capture card. This mic was a gift from my wife. She loves me. She supports me. But I use DaVinci Resolve. It is an extremely professional and robust software for video making, and it is free.
Okay.
Having said that, it's a little bit more difficult to use because it's more professional. So that one also has a learning curve.
Okay.
What's next?
Is there advantage to a capture card with a loop?
A capture card with a loop. I think those are, I mean, I'm not positive, but from when I've heard about those, and even my Amazon search brought it up, I think what that does is it sends the image to your computer faster, so you can tend to play off of the stream essentially. Don't quote me on that because I could be completely wrong, but I would have to look more into that. I don't know what they're designed to do. I think it's more for the audio. It could just be for the audio that comes out. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question.
And any more questions? That's it on our list. I will say that we have a former coach that makes graphics.
Oh yeah, he actually sent
Cooper.
me some of his stuff.
Yeah, so I just messaged him. He's not available to send me all of his information right now, but I will add it to the email once he gets it to me. He does a really good job.
You can see some of it on screen here. Oh wait, here's his information.
Great. That worked out. Totally planned it.
Yeah. No, I asked him for some stuff because I put it out like, hey, I'm doing this webinar, please sign up. And he was like, hey, can I send you some of my stuff? I'm like, yes, I was going to ask you to send me your stuff, but these are some of the things that he's created for schools. He loves making this stuff. Does it completely for free.
So he's also the coach that I posted the YouTube videos of in the chat. So if you're strolling through, I'll put those links in the email as well. I always like having a follow up with all the links. So we got another question. With everything being said, we need to have one make computer that is OBS and streaming computer and have consoles, cameras, microphones all hooked up to that main computer. Is that a correct summary?
Depends on the game. A game like League of Legends, you're going to have your 5 students playing on their computers alone, and then you're going to have one dedicated computer to streaming. Same thing with Overwatch. You're going to have 6 players playing alone, and then you're going to have one dedicated computer to spectating and streaming. Games like Rocket League, if you do the replay, you're going to have the 3 players playing Rocket League, and you're going to have one streaming.
They're asking about Rocket League console.
If you're doing console and you want to, if your goal is to do it live and they're all on console, you would need 3 capture cards to plug into that main streaming computer. And then you will only get one angle from each of those capture cards. You're going to get that student's screen, whatever they get onto like whatever they're playing, whatever they're viewing, and whatever their actions are. You don't get any fly cams, you don't get any control, different angles like it normally is when you're spectating Rocket League. You just get their car cam. But then you could have 3 capture cards plugged into one computer, and you can transition between player A, player B, player C.
All right, we are almost out of time. Any last questions? I'm gonna have to like rewatch this over and over for my own streaming.
You waiting for the best part that I realized I didn't do? The very first thing that you get when you download OBS, it's going to say like, do you want to stream or record? If you hit stream, it's going to ask you to link your Twitch account. So if you click away, you just go to stream. This one's selected to YouTube. You select your service, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Restream. There's a bunch more, Twitter. And then pretty much if I click Twitch, let me actually go to that real quick. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep everybody late. All right, bang. All right, settings.
We can't see your screen if you're wanting us to see your screen.
Oh, thanks. Fantastic. Share. There we go. All right, so you're going to go to settings. We go to stream. You can choose Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Restream. If you click Twitch, because I am on the wrong profile. Let me go to my streaming profile. You can see my chat and my Twitch activity pop up. So if I go to settings, stream, you can see my services on Twitch, the server's auto, and there's a button that says connect account in which you log in. And then everything is done for you. You can see like all these service recommendations. They take care of the max settings that you can stream to your device, and it handles it all for you. It's that easy. Okay, let me get rid of this. You guys are tired of seeing me. All right, I'm back.
Awesome. Thank you. And then should players communicate through Discord? I think this goes through the conversation about Rocket League console play with the cards.
Depending on the capture card, my capture card does not capture audio. But if you want that audio, I can't think of a way to capture it. So on the main streaming computer, have a fourth person, whoever's streaming, connect to Discord with the 3 who are on console, and then you capture their audio and it'll feed as the desktop audio into your stream. That can work.
Cool. And Jeffrey asked about sending a contact info. Jeffrey, are you wanting contact for Robbie or contact for Cooper, who makes the graphics? I do not have Cooper's contact information yet.
Pull that back up. Here we go. Cooper. His Discord is Koopa.
Oh, both, but mostly graphics. Okay. Yeah, we'll get you Cooper's information.
His email. Oh my God, is that really what it is? Okay. And he's got a website. That should work out for everybody.
Yeah, and we'll add it to the email as well. Awesome. So we have 2 minutes left. Any like 30-second questions that we need to answer? Cool. So thanks everyone for joining us. Our next coach chat will be about Madden. We usually do a community stream on Fridays. I'm not sure if we're having one this week. So just with all the matches going on in the first week of play, I will send out a link, and I started adding all of our, oh, thanks. I have started adding all of our recordings to one unlisted playlist that I can also link. They are also all on our coach chat page if you go visit that. But I try to always email it out. Usually takes me a day or two to get it all organized and ready, but if you don't see it in a couple days, email me. And then Friday nights, we do community stream. We have another coach chat. We have coach chats every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We have a coach talking about building a team mentality. So thank you everyone for joining us again. I really appreciate it. All of this will be shared with you via email from me, Melanie@playvs.com. If you don't see it, I tend to get stuck in spam. It's just one of those things. So give me a day or two, and then for sure check it out if I haven't responded. So email me. And yeah, thank you for joining. Come back, please. Robbie, thank you so much. I've lost my video. Surely you've all, if you haven't signed up for PlayVS, please do so. If you have any PlayVS questions, you could reach out to your account manager or support@playvs.com, or hit the little chat bubble at the bottom of your screen. Thank you and have a lovely night. Thank you, Robbie.
Yeah, thank you.